Welcome back to my channel, Lovely Life Mallorca. I'm Andrew, and today we're going to take a little bicycle ride down to the Port De Pollenca. So, what better way to get there than on the bicycle? So, come with us for the ride and then for the walk. There's still lots of hotels closed at the moment, unfortunately. Places are starting to open very, very slowly, mind. All we need now are the holiday makers. There's a few coming in, but there's a lot more that aren't. So keep your fingers crossed that things will start picking up soon. Port De Pollence is a beautiful place to visit, as you can see. It's very, very bike friendly, with a lot of bike rental shops everywhere. If you fancy yourself as a skipper, or you want to go on a boat cruise or whatever, boat trip, you can get them all here. Of course, what a better way to start the video properly than with your feet paddling. It's just beautiful. The water's so crystal clear and it's quite nice and warm. It's nice to see so many people on the beach and a few people swimming, just enjoying what Mallorca has to offer. And it's just so beautiful, isn't it, to see all the way across to the mountains to the other side, all over to Acudia around the corner. So, you know, what more can you want when you're away, eh? So a beautiful view, a lovely walk, and a paddle in a clear sea. There is a kind of plan today. You can have a look at the boats, the pine walk, some of the shops. Just have a little look around, see what's open. So I said you can rent a boat if you fancy it for a few hours or a day or whatever. Going if you've got a licence or if you haven't got one at all. There is a boat for everyone. And restaurants as well. Got some beautiful restaurants out here. As I've said in so many of the videos, when you look at so many of the ports around, you walk around them, you do start to recognise some of the names of some of the boats. And then you actually realise how small the island is, don't you? But down the Port De Pollence, you really do have to look just a little bit further to actually appreciate how big it is. Because this harbour, port itself, it only looks small from the front when you're walking down the Pine Walk, but actually goes back a long way. And apart from the boats we can see here in front of us, it does go a long way out, and obviously the bigger the boat is, the more room they need under the sea. So you do need to get a little tugboat or whatever they're called to bring you in a bit closer. Nice to see the restaurants open at long last, isn't it? It's a bit odd because you can only sit in certain times of the day, and apart from that, again, you have to eat outside. As I'm saying, there's lots of these bike holders everywhere. You can chain your bikes up, which is nice. There is a military base at the end of the Pine Walk in Pollenca, so you should be having a look there as well at that. You can just see the wall, can't go any further. Unfortunately though, you can't, because of the military base, you can't take the drone up, so it's just going to be a walking video today. And of course there is car parking here, but it is a payable one here. But if you look around the streets, a lot of the time you do find parking in the streets, so bear that in mind. So I've walked back on myself now to where the shops begin. There's a good handful open, more than I've seen for a while now. Restaurants, tourist shops and things like that. Well, since the last time I was here, there is certainly a lot more open than what there was. We've got a new yogurt shop open. Now that's brand new this year. So a few more shops just opened and are getting ready to open. Nice to see a little bit of activity, to be honest with you. And there's lots of these little cube seats down here to rest, which is quite nice, isn't it? If you just want to grab yourself a drink and sit down and enjoy it. Years ago, that used to be the bus station, if you remember, but it's moved into the town itself. I've even got quite a nice shopping area around here for normal shops. This is where the restaurants really begin, and a little bit further down this turns into Pine Walk. So you grab yourself a drink, an ice cream or a meal, or even obviously a glass of wine. It's a beautiful day today. It's 27th of May. And it's quite warm today. It's not hot, but it's just a nice temperature, to be honest with you. It's the mid-20s. And I always admire this wooden ship when I come down here. It's on a beautiful beach, as you can see here, and it's all for children. And there are hotels located along here, as well as plenty of restaurants, tourist shops, supermarkets to choose from. And of course, you're never that far away from a paddle. I know I keep on saying it, but it really is nice to see some activity coming back. Even if it's just in the sun lounges getting ready to open. It just proves there is interest, there's some bookings, isn't it, coming up? Normally in the winter, when Acudia's all closed up, or the majority of anyway, you can come over to Port De Pollenca and grab a meal. There are a few restaurants dotted around that are still open all year round. A lot of them have restricted hours, as you can imagine, and restricted days, but you can always grab a meal out if you fancy it. Well, I've come onto this sand, so it means I can take my mask off now, can't I, to have a little closer look. It's just something about the island, isn't there? I don't know, it's just got so much beauty. I just noticed this man there is flying a kite. Nice to see some of these homes open, isn't it? The holiday homes and things. I just love looking at the sea in different colours. So at Port De Pollenca there are cycling holidays where they come and stay in hotels here and different activities. Lots of these little restaurants. I love to see the little restaurants all open, taking a little bit of money. It's been a very tough year for everyone, hasn't it, as you know yourself. And if you are here and you've got means of a car, it's always worth just going that little bit extra in the car and see what you can find. And we've got brilliant bus service here. So if you are staying anywhere north of the island, it's cheap as chips to get buses here. And they are very frequent as well. And this year we've got a new fleet of buses. So not like the old ones we used to have. There's lots and lots of flats to rent around here, I've noticed this year. Imagine if you've got the job, you know, as if you could work on the internet, on the computer type of thing. Imagine staying here for the whole of the summer, just still keeping up work on the laptop or whatever. It'd be just marvellous, wouldn't it? So this is the Pine Walk. The further you get down, the dearer the places get. So you really have to have a good pot of money to get something around here. So along here you've got lots and lots of trees that collapse as well, as you can see. I find it so interesting to look at the roots. So quite often I come along here, just have a look at what's going on. Even if I don't make a video, I just enjoy coming along here. Sometimes when it's getting a little bit cooler at night, we'll bring snow with us. I do think the views are beautiful, aren't they? Even there's nobody in this hotel, apart from a couple of ducks enjoying the swimming pool. It's nice to see them all ready for the big dash, isn't it? The tables and chairs are out in position. The cleaners are cleaning. I just get a much better feeling, if you know what I mean by that. Just hearing the noise of jet washes and things, it's just something going on, isn't it? Well, let's just hope that Boris agrees to put Mallorca, where the Balearic Islands, on its own colour, on its own traffic light system, because there isn't hardly any virus over here at all, to be honest. There's a lot in mainland, but on the Balearics there isn't much at all. So we'll keep our fingers crossed for the sake of tourism and people needing a break. So this is the military bases, as I said earlier. And if you see the seaplanes coming in, doing a bit of practice, I do believe they're housed over there as well. If you can manage to come here for a little bit over a holiday, or just a stroll around the Pine Walk, it's just lovely to sit down and have a drink and just look at this beautiful view. Anyway, I hope you're all well. Cheers to you all, and take care of each other. I know we need the tourists, we need them urgently, but sometimes it's just nice to sit there and pretend it's our private beach. The only thing here is us. So peaceful. But on the other hand, I'm looking forward to seeing it busy again. We need to see it busy again. If you own an excursion business of some kind on the island of Mallorca, and you'd like me to come and make a little video of it and put it on the channel, then please leave a comment down in the box and I'll contact you by return. And of course, if you walk just off the Pine Walk 2 seconds towards the town, you'll see lots of other cafes, restaurants, and you'll find a handful of shops. And if you like markets, they have a lovely market here on a Thursday in the square. So have you been to Port De Pollenca? Do you come here on holiday? What do you like about it? What's your favourite part? It's not like any of the other tourist places you find on the island. It's very laid back and things. So apart from what I've just said, what do you like about it? Or even at that rate, what don't you like about it? Please put it down in the comments below. Still plenty of hotels, all closed up. If you are new to my channel, on my channel I've got about 240 give or take videos of all of Mallorca, going by beaches, towns, villages, bicycle rides, walking with Snowy, drone shots, just about anything you think of. So if anything like that appeals to you, I'd love you to subscribe and maybe have a flick through my back catalogue. Sounds good, doesn't it? My back catalogue of films, and maybe you could find something that interests you. Believe me, there is honestly something for everyone on there. Well, this is just coming up to the market now, to the centre, where they have the market on a Thursday. Now you'll find everything you need to here. Every stall you need, fresh fruit and veg, etc, etc. It's just a normal market, but it's lovely. And that's a Thursday for you. Plenty of restaurant-y bars here as well. And of course then the church being the centre. Apart from all the bars that are open, there's still lots that are closed. Which does seem a shame considering where we are in May. Let's just hope that things do come back to normal, some kind of normal still. Some of these bars open all year round, like this little one here. You have a drink in there in the winter. And the bus stop is just at the top of this road here. So if you come here, and then maybe you want to go on to the old town of Pollenca and try the steps. Have you climbed the steps? It's 365 steps there. I've done it a few times. That's where you get the bus up the top here. If you do come, well, anywhere, any town, village on the island, and you fancy a little bit of food, don't forget to check out the menu of the day. You get some right good deals on that actually. A lot of the time it's sort of like 3 courses plus a drink for sort of like 11 euros give or take. And the meals are really good quality as well. And there's plenty. So don't forget to have a look for the menu of the day. I think sometimes you're better off coming a little bit away from the centre to some of these little bars around here, because you do get a lot, won't say a better deal, but sometimes you do find them a lot cheaper because you're not paying for the location, are you? So on the right here, this is where the bus station is. You'll find the buses coming here very regular. They go all round to Akudia. They go all over really from here, to be honest. But it's well worth keeping this in the back of your mind because the buses are very regular and they're cheap as well. If you want to have a look at them, they're called TIB. So type in TIB and you'll find, as in Google or whatever you use, and you'll find the bus timetable, etc. on there. That goes for the whole island, obviously. So it's just going to take me walk back towards town again. There's a few places here, as I said, if you want to hire a bicycle or buy anything along those lines, there's some bicycle shops here, and they're very good shops as well. I'll tell you what I like here, they've got these vending shops here. They're open 24 hours. So if you are a worker, taxi driver or something, this is just ideal, isn't it? And as long as you don't overprice the items, I think they're just marvellous little things, these are. Even look at that, 50 cents for hot chocolate or coffee. I mean, I think this sort of thing's brilliant if you're like a driver or whatever. When I used to be a taxi driver in Dover, I would have loved this sort of shop because all you had were petrol stations, and you know how they price, don't you? And then at the end of that road here, you come back to the main road. That takes you on the left-hand side, leads you back down to the port itself. So you've got a few more shops, cafes and restaurants down here. And of course off this main road here, there's side roads as well, with little shops and things down. So as I said, if you do come here, do have a little look a bit further than the port itself. And maybe all you want is a good old-fashioned Burger King. We've got one of those here as well. So going back to the subject of the bike rentals, you've got a few shops just round here that do bike rentals, and they do an excursion as well. So if you feeling a little bit fit and you'd like to have a go, you can do an excursion here of your choice. So as I was saying, then you get back down to the harbour part again, the start of the Pine Walk, as it were. So everywhere's very well connected, isn't it? Just to get off a little bit and to see what there is to offer. And believe me, you won't be disappointed. Now this is what you call pudding, isn't it? Strawberries and cream and a Coke. And thanks to the gifts people give me by my GoFundMe page, this is the sort of thing I pay for it with it. So thank you to anyone who sponsored me with it. Hope you liked today's film. If you did, I'd love you to give me a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget my Facebook page, Lovely Life Mallorca. Thanks for watching. See you again soon.